All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about relatively harmless things and doing it in real time for a few real people out here just like you and just like me. So, if you're a little tired of hearing Don't Stop Believin' every half hour on your local Bob FM radio station, Bob FM, we play everything, except we don't. If you're a little tired of that, I've got five alternatives for these radio broadcasters. Of course, you have to send this all the way up the chain because it's all controlled at some corporate location. There's some cloud. By the way, I'm supposed to be yelling at the cloud all the time. So, hey, cloud, maybe play something different. So, I'm going to throw out five suggestions for these radio programmers who aren't really doing much radio programming these days. It's a little bit sad, but we're in a different era. People just tell me, just go make a playlist, man. All right. So I've got my 3 months of Spotify for the cost of 1 month. They do this once a year, and I sign up for the 3 months and then I quit, and their hope is that you're not going to quit after the third month and you'll pay the full price, whatever that is. Before I get to these five Journey songs, and you'll have your own songs, you'll look at my list and you'll say, yeah, no. Um, I want to showcase this band. They've got a brand new song out called Sleepwalk. This isn't that album. They have a new album coming out in, I think it's March. And the band is Streetlight, and this is their album Ignition. And that's what they look like. See, this is why I buy CDs, but I'm not buying as many as I used to. I just can't keep up with it. It's what happens when you have a channel. It has 82,000 subscribers, right? And then you have to start over. The record labels, it would be nice if the record label would send me something, because then I would just promote everything that I like. But anyway, their new song Sleepwalk is excellent, and has some great guitar in it, and not like today's music at all. Just very much like the stuff I'm about to talk about from the legendary band Journey. So here are my top five songs. And this could be in a different order. I don't know. It's tough to put these in order, but these are five alternatives to Don't Stop Believin', and you may disagree with them. At number five, I'll Be All Right Without You, right? From the Raised on Radio album. Man, is it a good song. Neil Sean doesn't miss a note on that guitar solo, just kills it. It's one of the better Neil Sean guitar solos ever. You've got Steve Perry, who at this stage has taken over the band, and his vision for what the band should sound like on Raised on Radio. Just an amazing song, and people should go back and listen to it. I'm surprised that this doesn't get more radio airplay as an alternative to, say, Open Arms, which is just also a song that they play a little bit too much. And even Faithfully. I'd rather hear this song because, I don't know, it's got a jazz, late night, R&B, Randy Jackson, although I'm not sure if he played on the original, on the studio version. He may have done that. The live concert version is spectacular. So if you haven't seen that, you should go watch it. I'll Be All Right Without You at number five. At number four, and this is going to make a lot of people happy probably, but Feeling That Way and Anytime. From the Infinity album, from the days of FM radio's two-part song. The reason I've chosen this song is because it's just really good, and it has both Steve Perry and Greg Raleigh on it, and their vocal mix is truly something special. Journey, by the way, would do this again on just the same way, but you got to wonder, why didn't they do this more? I mean, they should have done a whole album of duets between Steve and Greg. Just would have been amazing. They just had something unique. Greg has a certain mystical style, and Perry is this soaring, amazing crooner, and the two just had a very interesting blend. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth on feeling that way anytime. And number three, When You Love a Woman. Yeah, from 1996, the big comeback for Journey. If you remember, the song was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Performance by a Duo or a Group in 1996. And I have a hunch that not anyone, including Journey, had that on their bingo card based on the music landscape at the time. The song stalled at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100, but hit number 5 on the adult contemporary charts. And definitely a classical influence on this track. Jonathan Cain at the time was dabbling in that style of music, doing these great solo albums, and Neil Schon as well, working over at the, I think it was the Higher Octave music label, and putting out this very, I don't want to call it smooth jazz, but it was kind of a new age smooth jazz style. But if you like great instrumental music, you should look up both Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain back in the mid-90s, because they were making some really great music. I think that influenced the sound of this track. And again, if you're tired of hearing Faithfully, if you're tired of hearing Open Arms, this one here, I mean, this one makes you want to kind of pull off to the side of the road and go, whoa. And to have Steve Perry back at the time, Trial by Fire, just a great album, and overall totally underrated. And again, you get Neil Schon's amazing guitar work in that track. I mean, Neil puts down guitar solos that talk. And anyway, at number 2, Stone in Love. Now, this may seem like an obvious choice of mine, but here's the deal. You put those two songs, Don't Stop Believin' and Stone in Love, side by side, most people are going to raise their hand and go, yeah, Stone in Love with that intro, that guitar hook intro is just huge. And when the song kicks in, you can almost dance to Stone in Love. And those vocal harmonies, again, this is great production for that time period, 1981. And this song was big on rock stations, which a lot of people forget about. Was not on the top 40 because the top 40 had Who's Crying Now and Open Arms and Don't Stop Believin' eventually, and even Still They Ride, right? Still They Ride was a big hit on top 40, but Stone in Love was not, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, that was chart segregation. That's what that was. Neil's guitar work on that are also key elements to why this song continues to get airplay on so-called rock stations today, classic rock stations, but you won't hear it too often on these Bob FM type We Play Everything radio stations for some reason, because they go and they look it up and they go, oh, this wasn't a top 40 song. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good reason not to play it. At number 1, this is going to be a strange choice for some people, but for me, it makes perfect sense. And I chose this song because, number 1, it doesn't get a lot of airplay. Number 2, I think it's one of the most unique Journey songs in their catalog. And it's a ballad, right? It's another ballad, and people are like, no, Dave, not another ballad. This one features something very special by Steve Smith, the drummer. He's playing on this as if he's taking all of his experience in the jazz world, he's infusing it with Steve Perry's R&B tendencies and Neil Schon's jazz fusion tendencies, and they come up with this song called Send Her My Love. Number 1 on my list from the Frontiers album. Something very atmospheric and different and special. Now, again, this song stalls out in the 20s on the charts, both on top 40 and on adult contemporary radio. The song may have been a little too different for Journey fans. However, I think it might have been Journey Burnout, believe it or not, at the time. This was the fourth single from the Frontiers album. It's hard to imagine anyone except for Steve Perry singing this song. It's got Steve written all over it. And again, the band exploring themes of being on the road and all the isolation that it creates and the longing to be with the person that you care about. A little bit like Faithfully. And maybe that's why it didn't do as well as it should have. But I would put this on the radio in place of Faithfully. I would program some of these lesser played songs and just push them up on the list. I mean, people have heard the songs that they play over and over again, and we're going on 40-something years. If you go back to Escape, you're looking at 44 years of Escape, 43 years of Frontiers, and it's a long time. It's too long. And, you go back to the 70s, and you're looking at close to 50 years of Journey, a half a century of music from this great band. But those are 5 songs that I think could be played a little bit more. Maybe instead of playing Don't Stop Believin', you take it out of rotation once and you put in one of these 5. And you get people to pull over to the side of the road and they're going, okay, this is Journey, this is good, because you've got a whole new audience out here who may not have even heard of these 5 songs. It's crazy to think about it. I know there's Spotify and people don't listen to the radio. But even on Spotify, they're just going to pick out the ones that people play the most. And Don't Stop Believin' is going to be on the top. Now, this band isn't on the top of anything. It's probably on the bottom in the sense that nobody knows who they are. But this is Streetlight, and they've got a song called Sleepwalk. Brand new. I believe you can stream it everywhere. It's definitely up on YouTube. They have kind of a cool sleepwalking video. Would have been campy stuff on the MTV countdown if MTV did that stuff and they were still doing what they did how many years ago. But it's kind of campy, sort of Ray Parker Jr.-ish, or I'm trying to think. Somebody's watching me. Rockwell. Yeah, it's kind of Rockwell-ish. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching. If you can help this channel rebuild, starting from the ground up, please, number 1, subscribe. Number 2, financially, if you could support the channel through either Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or YouTube memberships. And I guess you can do little messages now, like $2 messages and stuff, because one of my patrons has figured that out, and he sent me one. And he's like, once you figure out how to use this, you could maybe cash this in. And I'm like, yeah, cool, thanks. But it's like chat messages. I don't even know how that works. I think it's more than just saying hello. It's like, hey, here I am. Here's my $2 donation. But anyway, if you can support the channel, that would be very helpful as I continue to rebuild. I think I'm at like 2,400 now, which is great. It's great. It's kind of fun doing this all over again. It's kind of fun. I'm telling myself it's fun. So let's have fun together. Thanks for watching. God bless everyone. Again, please pray for our country in general and pray for the people in California who are still suffering from these wildfires, which are just crazy and out of control even now. God bless, and I will talk to you soon.